Hello everyone, welcome to the KonnectzIT platform. So we'll be working on a Connect today which will involve two applications. The first one is going to be Sendinblue, the other one is going to be Trello here. So what exactly we are going to do in this Connect is we are going to create new contacts here. We are going to get the details of those contacts and we are going to add those contacts as a card in Trello into the respective list that I've already created named new leads here. So how exactly we are going to connect Sendinblue to Trello via KonnectzIT, we are going to see a step-by-step tutorial for that. So to start with, I have to start with the authorization of applications first. Since Sendinblue is basically the trigger that I have here, so I'll be starting with the authorization of Sendinblue. Now I have to click on add a new account here. This is basically going to ask me an API key for which I have to go to the Sendinblue account. And in my respective account, I'll just go to SMTP and API. So here I have to click on create a new key. So you can name your own key and click here on generate. So this is what I have to copy and I have to place it right over here. Now I will click on yes and continue, which will help me to finish the authorization of Sendinblue here. So yes, as you can see, the authorization of Sendinblue is done. The next application that we are going to pick up is our action, which is Trello. So I'll have to click on add an account here also. Basically, Trello needs an OAuth-based configuration. So once I give a few permissions to Trello to access KonnectzIT, so it's basically going to ask me a few permissions. Once I give them, the authorization of Trello will also be finished. So I have to click here on allow. So yes, now I have successfully finished the authorization of Trello and Sendinblue both. Now it's a perfect time to click on Create Connect here, which will take me to the Visual Flow Builder. So this is where we'll be working on our Connect. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is drag and drop Sendinblue, which is my trigger in the Connect. So I will take this. Now I have to choose an appropriate trigger here, which will be contact added to the list. I have to copy the URL and I have to follow the instructions to place this URL at the desired spot. So now for this, I'll have to go back to my Sendinblue account. And here I'll go to contacts, then redirecting to the settings. So this is where I'll have to place the webhook. I'll paste the URL here. Now we have to be a little more cautious when it comes to the triggers here. We have to make sure that we are going to check in the same trigger that we have in KonnectzIT. So I have contact added to a list. The same has to be replicated over here. And now I'm going to click on add. So yes, as you can see, I've successfully added the webhook here and you can see the events are still 0. So KonnectzIT has not captured any response there. For it to capture response, I have to click on capture the webhook response here. Then I will go to the contact back here and click here on add a new contact. So I will basically follow up this one. So I'll write the email ID, the last name, the first name, and also the phone number. So this is the list that I have already, a contact list. You can create your own by clicking here. So I'll possibly choose this one itself and click here on save and add a new contact. So yes, as you can see, it has been successfully added over here with the personal details of the contact. Now we have to go back and wait for Sendinblue to capture the response here. So yes, as you can see, it has captured the response. But as a response, we have got the email ID here and not the other details. So how exactly we are going to get that? For that, we'll have to drag and drop Sendinblue here again. And this time we have to choose the account and we are going to choose a trigger which is called get the contact details here. So this will help me to get the first name, last name, and other personal details of the contact which is here. So I'll first map the email ID here. Now I'm going to click on test and review, and the data has been successfully sent, as you can see. Now I'll go to the additional attributes, and this is where I have the email ID. And in the attributes, if you go check, I'll have the first name and the last name also. So this is the phone number, and yes, the first name. I'll pull out these information over here. As you can see, I've got them. So that's how we can actually get the contact details. The next thing that I'm going to do here is, before the Trello, to create a card, I'm going to place a text formatter here. I'm going to choose an action as merge the text, and I'm going to map the fields here. Now we'll write the text here with the following detail. So the first is going to be the name, then we have the email, and lastly we'll type in the phone number also. Now I'm going to click on validate here. So my text formatter has been done right now. So the next thing that I'm going to do is place the Trello, which is our action here. So I will drag and drop Trello as well. I'll just minimize this. Now we have to first of all choose an account. So I will just choose the account. And then the action that we have to perform here is create a card. Then we have to choose the respective board here. And also we have to choose the list. So if you go back to Trello, so this is basically the board that I have with the list, and I'm going to create a card over here. So now we have to map the description, and as the name of the card we can possibly keep the contact ID here. So now I'm going to click on test and review here. So yes, as you can see, the data has been successfully sent, and we are completely done with our Connect. Now it's a perfect time to click on publish here. So I will go on to publish my Connect. And yes, as you can see, I have published the Connect here. Now we'll just go back and open the Connect once again. So this is Trello, which I have. I've got the information over here. As you can see, the contact details with the name, email ID, and also the phone number, which I had from here, exactly the same details. Now again, we are going to test this particular Connect by adding one more contact into Sendinblue, and the same has to be replicated over here as a card. So we'll just go on and create a new contact here. So I will just add the email ID first. And then the last name, I'll keep it as S, and then the first name, then the phone number I've got here, and I'm also going to choose a respective list as I had done it before. Now I'm going to click on save and add a new contact here. So as you can see, it has been successfully added here, the email ID, the last name, first name, and also the phone number and the other details. So we'll just wait for it to replicate over here. So yes, as you can see, we have got the person's detail here. As you can see, the entire personal information has been replicated into Trello also. So that's how exactly this Connect basically works. That is between the Sendinblue and also getting the contact details of that person and making a card in Trello. So I hope you like this tutorial. Thank you so much.